Janet Leigh thought she was just filming another scene for Alfred Hitchcock. She had no idea she was about to create the most terrifying 45 seconds in cinema history, or that it would haunt her for the rest of her life. But here's what will blow your mind. What happened behind the scenes was even more shocking than what you saw on screen. Most people think they know the story of Psycho's shower scene. They're wrong. I spent months digging through archives, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, and what I discovered will change how you see this iconic moment forever. But first, if you're still watching, you're already part of the 25% who stick around for the real story. Hit that like button if you're ready for some Hollywood secrets that studios tried to bury. Here's what everyone gets wrong about Janet Leigh. And that shower scene. She wasn't acting scared. She was scared, but not for the reasons you think. You see, Hitchcock told her one thing, but he was planning something completely different. And when she found out the truth, it changed her life forever. But that's not even the craziest part. Wait until you see what Hitchcock did with the chocolate syrup, why Janet refused to take showers for years, and the one detail that proves this scene broke every Hollywood rule. But first you need to understand what was really happening on that set. Alfred Hitchcock was known as the master of suspense, but what he did to Janet Leigh wasn't just suspense, it was psychological manipulation. And here's where it gets disturbing. He didn't just direct her in this scene, he orchestrated an elaborate deception that started weeks before cameras rolled. Janet thought she was making a typical Hitchcock thriller. She had no idea she was about to star in the most controversial scene in movie history. The script she read? Completely different from what ended up on screen. The rehearsals, they were fake. Even her co-stars were lying to her. But why would Hitchcock go to such extreme lengths? In just a minute, I'll show you the exact moment Janet realized what was really happening, and her reaction was captured on film. But first you need to know about Hitchcock's secret weapon. Remember when I mentioned chocolate syrup? That's not a random detail. It was part of Hitchcock's genius, and it reveals something dark about how far he'd go for the perfect shot. See, this wasn't just a movie scene. It was a psychological experiment, and Janet Leigh was the unwitting subject. Here's what actually happened on set that day. Janet walks into the bathroom thinking she's filming a simple shower scene. The crew is positioned normally. Hitchcock gives his usual directions. Everything seems routine, but then something changes. The energy shifts, and Janet realizes this isn't what she signed up for. The moment she figured it out, you can actually see it in her eyes in one of the takes. But here's the part that shocked me when I discovered it. Janet Leigh did not know that Hitchcock planned to kill off her character in the first act. She thought she was the lead actress of the entire film. When she read the original script, her character survived. The shower scene was supposed to be just another suspenseful moment, not her character's death. Hitchcock deliberately kept the real ending from her because he wanted authentic terror. But that's not all. The chocolate syrup I mentioned. Hitchcock used it for blood because it showed up better in black and white, but he never told Janet what it represented until they were filming. And get this, the knife never actually touched her. But Janet didn't know that. She thought she was in real danger because Hitchcock's direction was so intense and secretive. Here's where it gets really crazy. Hitchcock didn't just deceive Janet, he deceived everyone. The studio executives, the censors, even the marketing team had no idea what they were really making. This scene broke every Hollywood rule. It showed a woman in a state of undress. It killed the main character early, and it was more violent than anything audiences had ever seen. But Hitchcock knew exactly what he was doing. Remember when I said the scene haunted Janet for the rest of her life? Here's the proof. In interviews decades later, she admitted she never took another shower without locking the bathroom door and checking behind the curtain first. The scene was so realistic, so terrifying that it traumatized not just audiences, but the actors who lived it. And Hitchcock, he knew this would happen. It was all part of his plan. But here's the twist that nobody talks about. Janet Leigh later said that despite everything, the deception, the trauma, the career impact, she was grateful. Because Hitchcock didn't just create a movie scene, he created a cultural phenomenon that made her immortal. The shower scene isn't just famous because it's scary. It's famous because it's real human emotion, captured on film. Janet's terror, her confusion, her vulnerability, it was all authentic. So did Janet Leigh know what was coming? Now you know the answer. She didn't just not know, she couldn't have imagined it. And that's exactly what made it perfect. The next time you watch that shower scene, remember, you're not just watching acting. You're watching someone discover they're part of something that will change cinema forever. If this blew your mind, wait until you see my next video about what Hitchcock did to Tippi Hedren during The Birds. That story is even more shocking. Subscribe and hit the bell because Hollywood's darkest secrets are just getting started. And comment below, would you want to know if you were being deceived for art? Or is ignorance better for authentic performance?